Hi, Professor. This is the video demo of the Monobot repository. I'm voicing over a video that my friend and I created when we were installing from absolutely nothing to the entire system, the entire application protocol on his machine as a complete blank slate test. So here we're starting out by installing WSL for Windows, and at this point went through the install, the download. He restarted his computer. The Discord stream closed for a while. He is not in the class, but he totally deserves extra points had he been in the class. And now it's pulled up, so now we're following through the commands in the command doc, starting with the restarting the machine and the sudo update commands to install Git and find the correct WSL distribution. We're running on 22.04, and it is critical that you use 22.04 and not an updated one like 26.04, because that is what works with the Python packages and AOI QUIC. At this stage, we are installing the Python packages, generating the key, and updating sudo. So there was quite a bit of trouble downloading the packages, so we switched to a git clone command. The order of the steps in the instructions is to go to your directory first and then clone in the Git repo. This is very important because Linux does not like having the files in the Windows drive, but rather in the Linux home drive. So we created a temporary Linux folder, and then he put the git clone into that Linux folder instead of just downloading it into the users folder. So this took quite a while to figure out. Thankfully we did, and the command sheet is updated. So now instead of using a wget, just git cloning the public repo with the command that is there, should be able to download it in, and then after this, doing the keygen and the library installs is totally fine in that order. You can skip over killing the zombie processes. That part is unnecessary. For the first implementation, as you haven't started any TCP server at that point. I'm sorry, not TCP server, Python server at that point. So running the server initially to start it up, I would recommend running it once, shutting it down, and then running the kill zombies command. Then you can compile the Java library, and then in the first server or the first terminal that should be run as an administrator, running the Python 3 server.py, the client.py, and the Java server commands all at once in one line, unlike here in the video. Running them all together to start both servers, and then start the Java server, and then in a second terminal running the Java client in the same directory. It should bring up the game board, and this is going past the video, but shutting down the game after getting it running and then restarting it clears out any inconsistencies that we found through testing. It's not perfect, but we think it's a reflection on the game. At least that's what my conclusions were with game logic, and running it a second time in the server was completely okay for all of the game logic, and you can see the game state, the properties, all game interface commands can be done through the interface, and as outlined in the README, none of the interface problems have to do with the protocol, but rather the poor programming of the game state. This was the demo. Thank you.